Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the very first session, brand new people of serial killing. And happy holidays, happy New Year, happy 2025. How was your holidays? Mine was just, getting out of the hospital on Christmas Day, whatever. So, but it was good. So, just hope your holidays went good. Um, so this is another batch of killings and serial killings and whatnot. So, like I said, happy 2025. So, this one here that I'm doing, she's a known, she was known as the founding wheel killer. And she was a Portuguese delivery driver. And she was also a baby farmer. And the lady I'm doing is Luisa De Jesus. And she was also a fraudster and a serial killer who smothered at least 33 infants and became from 1760s to 1772. While she confessed to only 28, she was convicted to all counts. So I'm doing Luisa De Jesus, and back in the 1700s. So she was also convicted of all counts, sentenced to death, and ultimately the last person to die in Portuguese country. So, and they consider her right now, well, back then, one of the most deadliest serial killers in Portuguese history. So, she had murdered between 33 to 34 infants. A couple of them was decapitated. So, uh, I had a rough time writing this out. But now talking about it, I will kind of go by. So bear with me because this is nuts. So thank you very much, and ultimate be the only last woman that's been sent to be executed in country's history. She is also considered the most deadliest serial killer in Portuguese history. In the time, Luisa de Jesus, the okay, that's the what part of which been within. See, I tried to read this, but there was like too much little scribbling on the other side, so I kind of, when I wrote it over, I wasn't thinking, so I kind of did something wrong there. So, alongside this fact of her life, she suffered no childhood abuse, and as adult, she was moved and would sometimes earn money from transporting goods to town and transporting parcels from the city of Coimbra to Gemisas. I don't know how to pronounce things. So, a village of millers and farmers, or the entire parish of Bigortra. Bigortra de Loto. I don't know how to pronounce these. Bear with me. So, Lucha Cap Jesus eventually hatched a money plan, or no, Luis De Jesus eventually hatched a money plan, making criminal schemes involving fondling wheel in Canberra. At the time, these defects were used by mothers abandoned abandoned their children to local charities and hope that the hope that a good Samaritan of means would take them instead. Prospective adoptive parents could then be awarded a 600 rise subsidy. Rise is kind of a money like pesos or like our Canadian money. It's like that, like pesos. But this one is spelled REIS. You want to pronounce it, go right ahead. So anyway, 600 raise subsidy and a cradle and a half meter of thick cotton fabrics for their generosity. Deciding to take the advantage of this, De Jesus, using either her real name or that one of her clients' name as a delivery driver worker, would adopt a child and kids at Camro's fondling wheelhouse as often as possible, but would then kill them by either smothering or strangling. And further on, strangling. As further on, it has been said that it was decapitation of a couple who, and these are infants I'm talking about. So after successfully killing them, then her victims, she would bury them either in shallow graves on top of the Montegro street called Raro del Mindraco near Cambros downtown in the area. Basically, they're burying underneath her fondling wheelhouse. So, and downtown anywhere located at the close approximate location, located at the close distance from Canberra Fondling Wheelhouse. Under her house also is Canberra, or would stuff their babies in clay pots. In total, she embezzled around 20 cookers. Um, okay, 20,000 rias, and that equivalence of a 6 month pay salary for a cook or means salary for a kitchen girl at the Royal Hospital. For a kitchen girl at the Royal Hospital of Calitus in Cala de Ronda. The proceeds of the theft of subsidies may, however, have been shared with someone else. Intentionally, nobody noted anything suspicious about the rate at which she adopted multiple children until of April 1st, 1772, when the workers at Cambro's Fondling Wheel House, Angela Maria, accidentally stumbled upon a shallow grave in Montegro containing the corpse of a baby with strangulation marks around her neck. She reported the fondling wheel the, to the authorities, who immediately started investigating. Eventually, discovering that the children had been adopted by Jesus. Uh, Under her real name, she was taken into custody of in the Costa of interrogation, where she immediately confessed that she had killed two newborn babies on April of. Upon hearing that her confession, the authorities searched Jesus' home, where they found and unearthed a makeshift of graveyards containing the bodies of 18 more infants, with 13 more discovered during excavations on the areas, for the total of 33 bodies around infants, babies. Some of them, the infants' bodies had been decapitated, dismembered, or decapitated, but this was determined to be far decomposition upon its spreading to be adopting records. It was discovered at least Jesus had adopted a total of 34 babies, but she refused to indulge what had happened. Oh, decapitation. I don't know. Really, I don't. Had happened to the missing 34th baby, and its body was never relocated, as the resident girl Jesus was charged with 33 counts of murder. Two employees at the local charity house were also indicted for criminal negligence, re- retaliation to the adoption procedures, but both were released on October of that year. Of what year is that? 17. I forgot to put it on her. 17 something. So yeah, uh, October that year, in an attempt to escape prosecution, De Jesus' lawyers claimed, as she was underage, 25 years of age, she was considered a minor under the law, and thus ineligible for the death penalty. However, the group of judges asked say asked for of claimed that, saying, if there was old enough to commit such atrocities, crimes, that she should be tried as an adult. As a result, of Jesus was sentenced to death and ordered to pay approximately 20,000 reais to the state. Um, so they're saying here that under the law, under 25, she wasn't eligible for the death penalty. Laws have changed till now, uh, but the judges said she is. If she could be an adult, if she could do the murders, such atrocity, she's eligible to be sentenced, in which they sentenced her to death. So on July 1772, Jesus was paraded around the town with a rope around her neck, while the magistrate read her crimes out of loud to out loud to the onlookers. Her hands were then chopped off, and she was burnt with a red-hot iron. Before she was automatically automatically garroted. Um, Garroted. Garroted. Look it up. I don't know what it means. I try to look it up, and I don't know what it means. So Jesus' body was slumbering, burnt, cemetery burnt, and her ashes were scattered, and there were other suspects. Margarita Joaquin and the Colella Mary D. Consuelo, a founding wheel workers, and a nanny at Columbia Founding Wheel Workers House were arrested 5 days later, and the founding wheel workers procedure was what we do today called criminal negligence. Since she was handed over all the children to the woman who went to collect them on behalf of Cottons, without the without the reason, the charge with the founding wheel investigation, the children's fate, a man called Pasicoa Luis Fierro de Silvia registered registered the act of formally entrusting three 34 institutionalized children released by Conrail's Founding Wheel House to Luisa De Jesus. He was arrested, and during the investigations and made a defendant in a case at the time of Luisa De Jesus sentencing case. He was still in jail. He probably released on the same date as the founding wheel worker and the nanny, and he subsequently died, I guess, with a death penalty. All of them, including the nanny, the lawyer, the founding wheel people, you know. So um, this is the hardest. There are infants, 33, 34 infants. I would say 34. Decapitated, disposed, decomposition, especially decapitated. That's the one that, no, no. And buried them all over wherever you could find towns, underneath the housing, cement pots, so that's wow. Now, just to let you know, this is the most extreme triggering warning. So beware if you're watching this. Beware, okay? So thank you, and have a Merry New Year's 2025. Have a happy one. I'm still coming back. So this is brand new Soul Killing, another session. So this is another series. So we're in season one there, and I believe this is season two. But I don't have a thing to pour it on there, so I have to probably ask or something. So thank you very much, and have a good night.